including the ordeal that the men have suffered, and also the more than 774 Jamaicans who are before the Home Circuit Court, who are waiting on their day in court, and who may have their matter pushed back just to facilitate this matter. We say it's not fair for those persons, some of whom are in custody, to have their matter pushed back.
D-Day have come and passed in the Vybz Kartel retrial hearing. The defense attorney laid down their groundwork, and their angle is definitely constitutional rights and how the men have suffered both physically and mentally. But will this strategy bear any weight on the judge's ruling? Bless up, and welcome back to Antivirus Records. You're new via here, please consider subscribing. Turn on your post notification bell so whenever I make a new upload, you can be the first to be notified. The prosecutor and the defense team is having a dogfight in the Vybz Kartel retrial hearing, where each side is trying to make their point, where the three-panel judges can rule in their favor. So Friday was the last day where each team could have present their argument, and I call that day D-Day, where to me, it seems like the defense have one leg up.
We're saying that retrials essentially should not be committed, as we have said in open court and you have heard, on the basis that time has expired so long. Men have been in custody for 13 years, and we want the court to consider that factor and the special circumstances of this case, including the ordeal that the men have suffered.
Defense attorney John Clark has reiterated how much the co-accused has suffered by being incarcerated for so long. So right after we know about the bad living conditions where the co-accused have to face, and more likely must say it's humane to have them locked up like that, and the time them keep them for so long has been far expired. Not being able to be with their families for such a long time, plus they've been locked up for so long, it's been like over 13 years, and the length of time where it take to try them. So in other words, their constitutional rights have been breached over and over again. So he's saying with all that suffering that all the co-accused went through, a retrial would not be in the best interest of justice.
And also the more than 774 Jamaicans who are before the Home Circuit Court, who are waiting on their day in court, and who may have their matter pushed back just to facilitate this matter. We say it's not fair for those persons, some of whom are in custody, to have their matter pushed back, and at some time, especially bearing in mind how complex this matter was and how expensive it will be for the taxpayers.
So everybody have a right to a speedy trial. John Clark has said, okay, right here, so there's many other retrials on the books scheduled up to 2026. So why would the court violate one person's constitutional right to facilitate others? And based on the complexity of the case and how much this will drain taxpayers' pocket, because it's very, very costly. So I must say, we don't even know how long this trial will go. And we know that the first one did go for a very, very long time. So if it costs so much then, just think about how much it will cost now. It's like money that we do not have. So I must say, the court shouldn't have to go through all this trouble to inflict more pain on these men that's been locked up for years.
That it is not fair that we, having considered all the factors, engage state resources, scarce state resources to deal with a situation like this, bearing in mind that it's the taxpayers who ultimately will pay for everything. I find that statement very concerning, because ultimately I remember reading and hearing about stories of what happened in certain countries, in this country, whereby because the state doesn't have money for ventilation, you have babies who are dying. And when you recall the amount of Jamaicans who are in custody waiting for their days to have their trial, and the trial can't continue because of scarce resources in relation to courtroom, etc.
One of the judges already remind acting DPP Clara Thompson that if the case gonna cost X amount of money, she don't think the Jamaican taxpayer should pay for something like that again. And remember, I talked about the case of Barbados that had similarities, and they did not try that. They didn't retry that case because of they not gonna pay so much money and spend so much money if you go through that thing again after it was sent back from England to the appellate court just the same. But based on what the attorney has said, if all that information credible, we shouldn't even have to go through all of this when they come on to try to find justice where we don't have enough money, where the state have to consider or reconsider or basically I try to balance up something where it's like, should I try this one? Should I not try this one? Based on finance. And the backed up log in the court system, right here, the attorney them take advantage of what's going on with the system. They might play the system right now where they are giving some legal arguments to the judge as to why they don't think this retrial should go on. And I want viewers and subscribers to not get lost in this whole thing in terms of what the lawyer alone has said. Because we have to be reminded that a life was lost here. A life was presumably taken. And these were the men that were accused in the first place. They were convicted. But the Privy Council turned over the conviction, sent it back to Jamaica, to the appeals court for them to sort out the matter. So although the lawyer said these men have suffered, we know say Lizard family have suffered as well. So we have to balance up with left hand and balance up with right hand and look through this thing as best as possible. Yeah, nobody no want to reach out because Vybz Kartel entertain about the same time. Lizard family and others want justice.
And when one recalls the call that the Court of Appellate has been making for years for resources to ensure that they can hear matter in a timely manner, and one wonders what is meant by the state must just pay for it, because the state is you who is home. The state is your scarce taxpayers' dollars being utilized to go down and pursue one case when there are hundreds of Jamaicans and hundreds of victims who are waiting their turn in the queue.
So when I say here, so, are something where we know in terms of enough people are waiting in line to hear them case. Probably some incarcerated and probably some out. But why there's such a constant breach in this case to conveniently satisfy what the prosecutors then is trying to pursue? Whereas the first trial took almost 3 years, then leading up to appeal, which took a total number of 10 years, where the prosecutor said a breach was justified. So we get 5 days of hearing in the appellate court, where a 3-panel judge will decide whether Vybz Kartel and his co-accused will stand a retrial. So the day was on Friday, and what may I say now is this: all the lawyers on both sides made their submissions. The Court of Appeal did not make a decision yet, based on the court wanted to make sure they didn't rush to a decision and give the prosecutor enough time where they can present witnesses. 1, 2, the court want to make sure say the case is also in the public interest. And 3, the court will look at how much it will cost the state to retry the case. So the court gives themselves few days, as well as the prosecutor. The prosecutor them, because Jeremy Taylor was the lead prosecutor on the last case. And acting DPP Claudette Thompson, she had referred to the affidavit with the witnesses that Jeremy Taylor had presented to the Court of Appeal. But the judge don't want to hear them thing there. The judge want to know, say, these witnesses that's presented in the affidavit are witness that them contact already and all these things. Because the judge is saying she's not going to send back a case for retrial when everybody are running around and look for witnesses. So the prosecutor need to come to court on Tuesday and show we what go on, and then she will make a decision. So viewers and subscribers, want to think about what the defense attorney has said. Does he have a point? Based on his own summation, he must say there should not be a retrial because of all these things. Let me know what you think so we can talk about it. We've come to the end of another video. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, those who have done so as yet. Also, please turn on your post notification bells whenever I make a new upload. You can be the first to be notified. Peace out, bless up. I'll definitely catch you the next one.